Hi, and welcome to another episode of Navigating with Lisa and the Silversea Passengers. In this episode, we're going to talk about the luxury of choice, which is the new fare structure that Silversea introduced on bookings made after September 11th, 2025. So let's dive in. If you've heard about the new all-inclusive plus, all-inclusive, or last-minute fares and wonder what's changed, you're in the right place. We're gonna talk about it all. Let's explore these new fares, what they mean, how they give you more flexibility and choice, and how they maintain the same all-inclusive luxury that Silversea is known for. So the new fare structure is called the luxury of choice. And Silversea's goal with the new fares is pretty straightforward. It's to offer guests greater choice and flexibility in their bookings. The new fare structure doesn't remove any of the great Silversea inclusions that you've become accustomed to, but rather allows you to select the add-ons that work best for you and how you like to travel. Everyone travels differently. Some guests want the security of a refundable deposit and the convenience of bundled airfare, hotels, and transfers, and others prefer to customize and pick and choose the things that matter the most to them, and they don't want to pay for things that they're not going to use. So that's what this new fare structure is all about. Luxury tailored to your needs for how you prefer to travel. So there's 3 fare options now: all-inclusive plus, all-inclusive, and last minute. For every fare type I discuss, guests can add on hotels, airfare, and transfers. So let's now talk about each fare type in a bit more detail. And the first up is all-inclusive plus. This is the most flexible booking option of the new fare types. It has a 25% refundable deposit that you pay at the time of booking. Silversea also quite frequently runs promotions of just a 15% deposit, so do check with your Silversea agent or travel agent as you're making your booking. This fare type also allows for the cancellation of your booking for a full refund up until the cancellation period commences at 150 days prior to sailing. This fare does include the very popular fare guarantee, which allows you to work with your Silversea representative or travel agent to adjust your fare. If the pricing of your itinerary drops after you book it, you can go ahead and request an adjustment to get the lower fare. So that's the fare guarantee, which is only available on the all-inclusive plus fare. You also have the flexibility to do a voyage-to-voyage transfer. So if you want to switch your booking to a different itinerary prior to the cancellation period, you can do so without any penalty. And it's also just important to note that usually the earlier you book, the better fare you get, and that's where we tend to find the best rates. Finally, the all-inclusive plus fare includes the new Shore Excursion Credits, which is a per-person credit that can be used to book any category of excursion that is available. So you can book a few more expensive excursions using your credit, or more excursions that have a lesser cost. So if you love peace of mind and flexibility, the all-inclusive plus fare is really the best option. And again, as with all fare type, you can add on Silversea Air, hotels, and transfers as suit your needs. The next fare type we're going to discuss is the regular all-inclusive. So this fare requires a 25% deposit, just like all-inclusive plus, but that deposit on the all-inclusive fare is non-refundable. So if the deposit can't be transferred to a different booking, or if you simply just need to cancel your booking before the cancellation period starts, you will fully forfeit your deposit. That said, you'll still enjoy all-inclusive onboard luxury, but without the refund terms nor the fare guarantee. The fare guarantee does not apply to the all-inclusive booking. And shore excursions with all-inclusive fare type, they're completely purchased separately. And the last fare category with the luxury of choice is the last minute fare. This option is really ideal for spontaneous travelers just looking for a great deal. Last minute offerings are published around 5 months out from sailing and on select itineraries only. So they can be on both classic ocean-going sailings or expedition sailings. The booking is 100% non-refundable, and capacity and suite choices can be limited. You don't have the full range of everything available. You'll enjoy all the same onboard Silversea inclusions just like normal, but it is, again, a more restrictive fare, 100% non-refundable, and there is no Shore Excursion credit included with this fare type. So to sum those up, all 3 fare types include the same all-inclusive onboard experience. They just really simply differ in terms of the flexibility offered to you. And I just want to recap quickly what's included on board. No matter what fare type you choose, your Silversea experience does remain fully all-inclusive at sea. And that means you have gourmet dining in multiple venues, premium beverages throughout the ship, wine, beer, and spirits, butler service for every suite, gratuities are always included with Silversea, and standard Wi-Fi is included for all guests. So rest assured that nothing has changed in the all-inclusive onboard experience. That remains as it was. The only difference lies in what happens before your voyage and what your choices are. So you really do have the luxury of choice. Now that we've discussed the fare types, I want to talk a little bit more about what the new Shore Excursion Credit means and how that operates. This is one of the most talked about updates to the fare options in the Facebook group. It certainly generated the most interest in questions. But the Shore Excursion Credit gives you the flexibility to explore on your own terms. The amount is going to vary based on the voyage, but your excursion credit is per person, not per suite. You can even transfer your credit to the other guest in your suite. For example, if one of you wants to go take an excursion, but the other just wants to stay on the ship, if you want to transfer some of your Shore Excursion credit from one guest to the other so that they can, take a different excursion or a select excursion, that's absolutely a possibility. So the value typically ranges for the Shore Excursion credit between $60 and $80 per port day. It does depend based on the voyage region and destination. Of course, you may be wondering, where can I find the Shore Excursion credit amount for my booking if I'm gonna do the all-inclusive plus fare? So it's on the Silversea website when you are looking at your itinerary, and if you select the all-inclusive fare option, on the second screen after you select your cruise, it will identify what the Shore Excursion credit is per person. So we've had some frequently asked questions about the Shore Excursion credits. One of them is if you have a Shore Excursion credit left over when you embark the ship, when you get on board, can you still use it? Yes, absolutely. If you don't use all your credit in advance in booking excursions prior to joining the ship, that's no problem. You can apply the remaining balance on board, but for shore excursions only. That is an important distinction, that the Shore Excursion credit is for shore excursions only and is different from onboard credit. If you book an excursion using your Shore Excursion credit and it's later canceled, either by you or by Silversea due to a port change or bad weather conditions, the refund of your Shore Excursion credit goes back to your original payment method. So if that payment method was an excursion credit, you gain more credit in your account. So you don't lose any value. It just reverts back to your available balance in your Shore Excursion credit. So what's great about this system is it allows you to choose the experiences that truly interest you. We all have very different wants and needs when it comes to our shore excursions. Some people just absolutely love doing a little something every day, and some people would rather do a few big, greater, longer, more involved excursions. So there is a lot of flexibility in whatever you prefer to do. Several guests have also inquired if your onboard credit can be used as an excursion credit. So as of today, when I'm recording this in October of 2025, Silversea is developing a more permanent IT solution to convert onboard credit to Shore Excursion credit. However, until that's ready, guests just need to contact your Silversea consultant or travel agent to have this system settings adjusted manually to convert your onboard credit to Shore Excursion credit. Again, as I record this, that's a manual process that has to happen, but Silversea is looking at ways of making that something a little more automated, or that you can request at the time of booking. And as we've become accustomed to, you can start to book your excursions as soon as your deposit is made via the my.silversea.com website. If you don't have any Shore Excursion credit, your payment is required at the time of booking. While prepayment is required, most excursions can be canceled up to 48 hours before arrival with no penalty. And our advice is always to know that excursions are typically not confirmed until about 6 months prior to sailing. So outside of excursion credits, one of the other big changes with the new luxury of choice fares is how airfare, hotels, and transfers are handled. Luckily, the new fare types really do allow for maximum flexibility here. If you add Silversea Air or a Silversea hotel to your booking, transfers between the airport, hotel, and pier are included. If you book the same Silversea hotel but you book it independently, you can purchase transfers as an add-on. So again, this is where the luxury of choice really comes in. If you find a better rate maybe on the Silversea hotel, or your travel agent is able to negotiate that for you, you can stay at that hotel and then add on the transfer separately. Transfers are not automatically included in any of the 3 fare types unless you've purchased air or hotel through Silversea. Many passengers have asked what has happened with the partnership with Blacklane. The Blacklane transfers are simply no longer available as an add-on through Silversea, but you're free to book Blacklane transfer separately, of course, through Blacklane directly. Historically, one of the most popular reasons to book your airfare through Silversea was the peace of mind that came with it, that if your flight was delayed or canceled, Silversea's team takes care of, rearranging your travel to make sure you reach the ship, and that still exists. If you add on your airfare with Silversea, they will still do all of those things, and yes, you can customize your flights. I know many of us travel with certain airlines based on our loyalty status with that airline, and these are all things that the Silversea Air team can accommodate for you. Silversea Air is continuously negotiating exclusive fares and special business class deals thanks to their partnerships with global travel providers. So it's definitely worth checking out what the Silversea Air rates are for flights to your next cruise. So if you've watched this video on the new fare types, but have a booking that was made prior to September 11th, 2025, when the new fare structure went into place, and you want to make a change, or you've looked up the rates and you think the new rate is better for you than what you booked under the old door-to-door or port-to-port fare structure, you do have to cancel your cruise and rebook. So please do pay attention to whether you're in the cancellation penalty. If there is a world in which it might make sense to do so, but definitely make sure you're checking all of the details of your existing reservation against what the new reservation would be, to make sure you're not, accidentally removing something that was important to you. I do want to add that Silversea will honor any 5% onboard booking discount for guests who want to transfer an existing reservation to the new structure. Typically, because you're canceling a booking and rebooking, Silversea would have said you cannot move forward that 5% onboard booking discount, but they are making an exception. You will have to speak to your consultant or travel agent so that they can handle this process, because it has to be manually, managed and approved. But if you do need to make a switch and you're canceling, but you don't want to lose that 5% onboard booking discount, that can be made to happen for you. Just simply let your agent know what you're trying to do, and that you have that 5% discount that they need to bring forward. So here's some other frequently asked questions that have come up with the new fare structure. Will shuttle buses still operate in the port? Yes, absolutely. Shuttle service will still continue in the port wherever local regulations allow. Are excursions still charged in US dollars? And yes, the currency on board Silversea ships remains the US dollar. Is the fare guarantee going away? No. The fare guarantee remains available, but only under the all-inclusive plus fare. So if you book that fare, you have the fare guarantee protection and peace of mind. So let's quickly touch on expedition cruises. Effectively, all expedition cruises fall into the all-inclusive plus category of fare structure because excursions are already a part of an expedition sailing. Occasionally, Silversea will offer expedition cruises at a last-minute fare, and while the stricter booking terms apply with that last-minute fare, you will still have all of the included excursions as a standard on any expedition cruise. So just know if you're booking an expedition, effectively you really only have the all-inclusive plus fare option and then adding on flights and hotels as you see fit, or the last minute fare structure if you're within 5 months of sailing. All in all, the new Silversea fare structure really just represents an evolution of their pricing structure. It's not a reduction of anything. You're not losing any inclusivity. The onboard experience is going to remain just as you expect it to be, luxurious and comprehensive, but now you have the freedom to customize your itinerary by choosing either refundable or non-refundable deposits, deciding whether you want to include the hotels, the flights, the transfers, by using your potential Shore Excursion credit to personalize how you want to explore all the beautiful ports you're visiting. Really, it is the luxury of choice, and it is all up to you and what works for you and how you prefer to travel. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Navigating with Lisa and the Silversea Passengers. We really appreciate your support of this YouTube channel, of our Facebook group, and we really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. We hope it helped answer some of the questions about the new fare structure with Silversea, and cheers.